Richard Maserati Rick Carter. What's up, y'all? It's your girl B Octavia, and I am back with another video. Today I will be talking about a Detroit street legend, but before I do that, if you do not know me, let me introduce myself. My name is B Octavia. I am from DC, and this here is my channel. I am an entrepreneur with 2 businesses that I am working on from the ground up. A cosmetic and skincare business called Crush on You Beauty, and also a clothing line that is very inspirational and uplifting. Now, today we will be talking about Richard Maserati Rick Carter. Born July 31st, 1959, Detroit street legend Richard Maserati Rick Carter, known for having dapper attire and living a lavish life. He was one of the biggest cocaine distributors in the mean streets of the D. Maserati Rick first came to the attention of authorities when he was 18 years old. 5 short years later, he became a major player in the Detroit drug trade. Now, I feel like Detroit is a very special city, and it was the home of music. It was the Motor City. Okay, and it was also a huge part of the drug trade in total. For whatever reason, after the 80s and 90s, Detroit has never made a comeback as far as music, as far as cars go, and as far as the drug trade goes. And I really want to know why. I'm really fascinated with that, because that's 3 huge parts. I could see one part falling off, or 2, but all 3, now that's something. It was stated that Maserati Rick came in at the right time as a major cocaine supplier got convicted of drug-related crimes. By the time Maserati Rick was 26, he and his best friend / business partner, Demtrius Holloway, controlled the East Side. They, alongside several powerful men such as Johnny Curry and the Chambers brothers, Maserati Rick and his partners in business decided to join forces with White Boy Rick. This was because he could provide a local source of cocaine. Wanting to expand, Maserati Rick wanted all men involved to provide an alternate drug or another option, and that option was heroin. As his drug operation took off, he hid his wealth by investing into local businesses in Detroit, all the while using those spots for drop-offs and pickups. His competitor in the Detroit drug trade was a fellow street legend by the name of Edward Big Ed Hansard. The beef between Maserati Rick and Big Ed started off with them falling out as far as business goes. I'll get into that at the end. And it quickly grew to them engaging in playful banter. It's all in what you really perceive it to be. I would say nice, nasty. Like for instance, Big Ed, he claimed and he told people that he got his nickname from Maserati Rick's mother. So it would be stuff like that. But the nice, nasty attitudes quickly changed to a personal all-out war in the 1980s. This feud seemed to keep erupting over a certain amount of time. There were multiple shootouts between both crews, and yet again this feud exploded in September of 1988. Maserati Rick got into a shootout with Big Ed and Big Ed's top dog, Ricky the Hitman. And this all happened at Rick's place of business. Maserati Rick got wounded in this shootout, and he faced attempted murder charges for a previous shootout in the summer of '87. Just 2 days after the shootout between Big Ed, Maserati Rick, and Ricky the Hitman, on the evening of September 12, 1988, Richard Maserati Rick was shot to death in his hospital bed by a hitman dressed in doctor scrubs. Police found a wooden cross, a set of rosary beads, and a .357 Magnum resting on his bedside hospital drawer. Maserati Rick was only 29 years old. Big Ed's top dog, Ricky the Hitman, went on trial for the murder of Maserati Rick, aka Richard Carter, but he was found not guilty. He was sentenced to life in prison for another crime. Big Ed ended up doing 30 or so years in prison before being released in 2016, and he was behind bars on federal narcotics and racketeering charges. After Maserati Rick's death, more bloodshed followed. The next to be executed was Maserati Rick's older brother. His name was Clyde Carter. And only a short month later, Maserati Rick's best friend and partner in crime, Demtrius Holloway, was gunned down in the fall of 1990. He was only 32 years old. Now, let me tell you, finally, how this feud began and why it led to where it led to. This rivalry that led to the demise of many men stemmed from Rick and Ed falling out over a drug debt, and also Rick found out about a business deal that Ed had going on, and basically Ed found a Cali supply source, and this source was for Ed and his people, but they cut Rick out of it, okay? Rick wasn't a part of the deal. He found out, and from there, they never were able to reconcile or nothing. Now, it's unclear if now Big Ed, which of course he probably don't go by that or whatever, it's unclear if he regrets his past, if he regrets not reconciling with Maserati Rick so it didn't have to get to that point, or he feels still superior, superior as far as he was technically one of the last men standing as far as Detroit, the Detroit drug trade goes, or went. But I definitely think that what we can learn from this is, if y'all was good friends, first of all, I want to say you do have to consider who you go into business with. You got to consider their characteristics, their personality, and how that's going to fit, and how you're going to fit into that. Because maybe they were at one time good friends, but if you making this whole deal and cutting out one of your good friends, that wasn't your good friend. And him having to find out about it probably was embarrassing. A lot of people don't want to admit those type of things, that they felt like they got or they got manipulated, they got lied to, they got tricked. They don't want to say that. They just want to fuel it into a all-out battle that really don't need to happen. If I was the last man or one of the last men standing, I would have regretted my past. As far as, it could be a lot of things that you regret, but the hugest thing is not having a conversation when you should have had a conversation that could have saved a lot of lives. I do want to say that I can't imagine losing one son, but I can't imagine losing two. If Maserati Rick's mother is still around, I'm praying for her. And if not, I'm still praying for her. I can't imagine what that was like and what she had to go through as a result of the lives that her sons led. That people forget about the families a lot in this. And for me, it's hard to forget. It's hard to not mention that, you know, to not mention Maserati Rick's mother, to not mention what she went through, because to this day it's a lot of bloodshed, but people don't stop to really remember or take into note these people got parents that probably love them the best that they can. And I want to say rest in peace to all of the Detroit street legends and Detroit men in total who lost their lives in the streets. And that is all that we have on Maserati Rick, the legacy, the life, the man, Richard Maserati Rick Carter. So rest in peace. And we are on to another topic, another day. Just be blessed, you know, be blessed. That's what I can take from this as well, to be blessed as far as having the opportunity to not only wake up, but to choose something different, to choose a different life, to hear about these stories of men and women who live very lavish lifestyles but take a different type of inspiration from it. I take that, yes, I do want to live a very lavish lifestyle, or, you know, a healthy lifestyle, I should say. But what means are you willing to go to? What routes are you willing to take? That's the real question. Because these people were willing to put their lives on the line for the sake of money, for the sake of evolving, for the sake of, all I keep coming back to is money. On to another day. It's your girl B Octavia, and I will see y'all in my next video.